So, we've been talking about toys, significance, accomplishments, and legacy. But here's the real question. Whose stuff is this anyway? About 50% of the cattle you see over my shoulder belong to ranchers, and they entrust the care of these wonderful smelling critters to the feedlot owner. It's the responsibility of the feedlot owner to fatten these cattle before they go to market. And why, you might ask? Because the fatter the cattle, the fatter the billfold. Since we've been talking about who owns these guys, now might be the time to talk about a word that a lot of Christians don't like: stewardship. Stewardship is a word that comes from the Old English term sty warden, and it means one who takes care of someone else's pigs. Man, I'm glad these aren't pigs. But anyway, is the stuff you have, the stuff you buy and sell on eBay, is it yours, or are you simply the sty warden? Now let's consider for a moment that the owner of this feedlot comes and picks up a truckload of your cattle. And when they get your cattle to this feedlot, they weigh them and they find out that each of your cattle weighs about 850 pounds. It's the responsibility of the feedlot owner to get your cattle up to the USDA choice carcass weight of 1,000 pounds. Then the day comes. It's time to take your cattle to market. And you, the owner, you come and you see the weight of your cattle and you find out your cattle still weighs 850 pounds. We got a problem. The owner of this feedlot has been doing something with your money, and it's not been fattening your cattle. Now, God has made you the warden of his possessions. Does he expect fatted calves? Absolutely. Look at the story of the three stewards who were given 5, 2, and 1 talents of money. 2 of the guys multiplied the owner's money. 1 guy buried his. The owner said of him, "Throw this worthless servant outside into the darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth." Do you think God is serious about how you manage his possessions? You better believe it. But here is something very interesting about God. Is the giving of our offerings for his benefit or ours? He says in Psalm 50, "I have no need of a bull from your stall or goats from your pens, for every animal in the forest is mine, and the cattle on 1,000 hills." In Psalm 51, David writes, "You do not delight in sacrifice, or I would bring it. You do not take pleasure in burnt offerings. The sacrifices of God are a broken spirit. A broken and contrite heart, O God, you will not despise." Stewardship is not just about ownership. It's about a relationship. The relationship between you and your Heavenly Father. There are a lot of Christians today who want to believe that God has forgotten about tithes and offerings. He hasn't. And why? Because it's about that relationship. Does Jesus ever specify a required percentage of giving back to the Lord what is his? No, he doesn't. And why? Stewardship is not about the law. Stewardship is about my response and your response to the gospel. It's about the privilege of managing the Lord's possessions and returning to the Lord a portion of his possessions for the purpose of his work. It is a barometer of our relationship. Whether it is health, wealth, Harleys, talents, or houses, you have to ask yourself, am I the owner or the warden? And if you answer that you are the warden, the steward, the manager, it really makes a difference of what you are going to do with what you have been given. And here's the thing. It's not whether you're poor, middle class, or wealthy. It's about what you do with what you have. He who dies with the most toys still dies. These critters, like all other animals, have no concept of death. When they are put on a truck to be taken to the slaughterhouse, when they walk up that ramp to the kill floor, they will have no idea that pretty soon their T-bones will be worth $7.99 a pound, maybe even $9.99 a pound. Humans are the only species that are aware that they are going to die. That being the case, are the toys we desire really what life is about? Think about it.